Hello grade 2, happy Friday. I hope that you've enjoyed your maths challenge and that you were able to figure out the 3 different hundreds, tens and units. Could you beat me and my time? I hope so. Well, I'm back here in our eco room at BGB, and as you can see behind me, we've got some different types of animals and we're looking at the food chain. Today, we're not actually going to be looking at the food chain ourselves in this tutorial, but next week we will be doing some work on this. I wonder, can you remember the 6 different names of the different types of animals that I taught you the other day? Well, we have the monkeys and the tigers that I showed you. What were they called? Mammals, that's right. We've got the ones that swim in the sea. What were they called? Of course, they're fish. Ones that are slippery, like snakes. Of course, those are reptiles. Ones also that have warm blood like mammals, but have very rough and slippery skin. Of course, those are amphibians. All of those pesky things that buzz around our heads. What were they called? Insects, of course. And finally, all of the animals that fly above our heads, of course, those are birds. That's right. Well, today's video is going to be all about mammals. And at the very end of this, what I'd like you to do is tell me your favourite type of mammal. What is a mammal? A mammal is like you and me. And here we have humans, lions, also whales, buffalo. I've got some different masks here that we used the other day on Monday. I wonder, can you tell me which ones are mammals and which ones are not? Let's look at this one. What do we have here? It's a lovely frog. Is this a mammal? No, it's an amphibian, so we'll put that one to one side. What about our lovely little ant? No, of course, these are insects. Here we have the shark. No, these are not mammals, although there are mammals that do live in the sea. But actually, sharks are a huge fish. What about the slippery, slimy snake? No, of course, again, these are not mammals. Here we have a pesky little rat. It's covered in fur. It does have warm blood. Yes, of course, the rat, like humans, are also mammals. So we'll keep that one to one side. Cock-a-doodle-doo! What about our lovely chicken? No, they do have feathers on their body, which is a bit like fur, but no, feathers are not fur. This belongs to the birds category. Quack, quack. What about ducks? Again, these belong to the birds. That's absolutely right. Here we have our very cheeky monkey. Of course, again, a monkey has fur all over its body, is warm-blooded, has a vertebrae like I showed you on Wednesday. A monkey is a mammal. That's right. What about our goldfish? A goldfish, I mean, the clue is in the name, of course. It's a fish, it belongs in the sea. And lastly, we have our beautiful, majestic tiger. Again, this does have fur all over its body. It has a backbone, a vertebrae. It is a vertebrate. It is, of course, a mammal. So we have 3 different mammal masks here. I'm going to keep all of these masks in the classroom so that when you do come back to ISC, you can have some fun, maybe playing the role of different types of animals. Well, you guessed it, as I said, today we're going to be focusing on different types of mammals. We'll learn some different facts about mammals. We'll learn different types of mammals. We'll learn what's important about mammals, and at the very end, I've got a bit of a quiz where I've made some riddles for you, and you need to guess which mammal I'm talking about. Then at the very, very end, and for a little bit of homework today, I'd like you to print off what I send you, which will be just a piece of drawing. All I would like you to do is draw your favourite type of mammal and then label it, but I'll show you that at the end. Okay, let's find out all about mammals.
All mammals have hair. We humans are hairy mammals. Mammals also have lungs and breathe air. But surprisingly, not all mammals live on land. Whales are air-breathing, hairy mammals, which live in the sea. Even dolphins are mammals with hair. Mammals have either no legs or 4 legs. Some have special front legs called arms and feet called hands. Mammals are all warm-blooded, which means whatever the temperature is outside, they keep the same body temperature inside. And all mammals have live babies.
So let's take a closer look at some different types of mammals and also some very important facts about mammals that makes them very specific and why they are all grouped in the same category. So here are some different types of mammals. We can see we've got dolphins, orangutans, we've got some deer, we've got a tiger, and of course in the middle we have a camel. As you can see, all of these animals have something in common, and that is that they all have some fur. All mammals have hair or fur all over them, just like the lynx that you can see in the picture here. If you look closely, you have hair all over your arms, you have hair on your head, and there are other parts of your body that will have hair, like your legs maybe when you grow up. Did you know that actually whales and dolphins are mammals? Now, this is very, very important to know. Not all animals that live in the sea are mammals. In fact, most of them are fish, but whales and dolphins are mammals. They have some hair when they're born, but actually, as they grow and they get older, the hair quickly falls off. But it's important to know that when they are newborn babies, all whales and dolphins do have hair on them. Which of these animals that you see here are mammals? Do you think a butterfly is a mammal? Or do you think the polar bear is a mammal? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Of course, the polar bear is a mammal. A butterfly is an insect. Now, another interesting mammal fact is that dolphins are actually really super intelligent. They're one of the most intelligent animals that live in the ocean. They use sonar, which is a form of calling, to be able to speak to each other. Just like humans, we use another type of language to speak to each other, just like we're doing here in this video. And dolphins, they have their own language. Now, just like we looked at on Wednesday, all mammals will have a spine or a backbone. I wonder, do you remember the name that we said on Wednesday for an animal that has a backbone or a spine? Of course, it's a vertebrate. Absolutely. Like you can see here, this deer has a vertebrae, spine or backbone, all the way down the back of its body. Just like we did on Wednesday, I wonder now if you can reach behind you one more time. Can you feel all of the bumps going up and down the middle of your back? That is your vertebrae. Now, obviously, this means that you do have a spine, which means that you are a mammal. All mammals have a spine. As we looked at on Wednesday, mammals are what we call a vertebrate. So here's another X-ray of some different animals. This one is a rabbit. Can you see the spine going down the back of this rabbit? It is, of course, a mammal. It has fur all over it, and it does have a spine. It's a vertebrate. Let's take a look at another X-ray. This one is a guinea pig. Very, very cute little guinea pig. Look at all of that lovely long hair that it has. Well, you can see the spine going straight down the back of that guinea pig. Again, this is a vertebrate, and of course, guinea pigs are mammals. This is an X-ray of a dog. This time, we're looking at it from the side. So you can see a dog obviously has a spine going right the way down its back. A dog, as we know, is a type of mammal. And of course, if it has a spine, we call it a vertebrate. Now, as we've looked at in that short little video before, all mammals are what we call warm-blooded. That means that the blood inside our body is warm. So no matter whether it's hot or cold, our blood always stays warm. That's why in the winter, when it is very cold, we can actually heat ourselves up. But it does mean that in the summer, when it's very, very hot, because we're warm-blooded, it's not so easy to cool down. Now, I've got a little experiment here. I want you to touch your cheeks on the side of your face. Are you touching your cheeks? Well, what we can feel is that our cheeks are warm. That's because you are a mammal. You're warm-blooded. So our temperature always stays the same, unless obviously when we are sick. All mammals, whether it's humans, tigers, rabbits, dogs, all mammals are warm-blooded, and temperature of mammals always stays the same. Here's an interesting fact. So, because all mammals are warm-blooded, the winter can become very, very cold and actually too cold for some different types of mammals, just like bears. So, what that means is that some mammals have to what we call hibernate. Hibernate. Have you heard that word before? You can see it written here in red. That means that some mammals sleep all of the winter. So in the autumn, they spend their time gathering lots and lots of food. They store it away, and then they go and they rest for the whole of the winter where it's too cold. And they'll re-emerge in spring when it's getting warmer. So just like humans, other mammals like whales, bears, in fact, all mammals, they have babies. Almost all mammals will give birth to live babies. But there are some mammals that do still lay eggs. Now, it's not very common for mammals to lay eggs, and there are only a very few of them. Most mammals will have a baby just like your dog will have puppies or your cat can have kittens. But the mammals that lay eggs are called monotremes. You can see a couple of pictures here, and two types of monotremes are the platypus and the echidna. Now, a platypus, they tend to live in lakes and rivers, and the echidna, they will live in grasslands. So, as we can see here, a monotreme, they will be roaming around, and then they will lay their egg. You can see that the egg size of this particular one, the echidna, is very, very, very small. Now, inside that egg, a little baby will grow. Then one day that egg will hatch and the baby will come and be a little echidna. Obviously, that baby will then grow to become an adult, and again, the cycle continues. Here's a polar bear. Now, a polar bear will have babies, just like a dog will have puppies and the cat will have kittens. So we have a grown-up polar bear. They will give birth to a baby polar bear. That polar bear will learn to be very, very strong. It will learn to hunt and get fish. Then it will grow up, and again, that life cycle will continue. This is the same for all mammals. It's what we call a life cycle when you reproduce, have babies, and then they grow, and that continues. We'll look a bit more closely at that when we've looked at all of the different types of animal groups. I wonder now, which one of these animals do you think has live babies? I wonder, do we think it's the beetle or the squirrel? Which one is a mammal? Of course, the beetle is an insect that will lay eggs. It doesn't have live babies. The squirrel is a mammal and has live babies. Now, just like humans, all mammals also breathe oxygen from the air around us. We take in oxygen, which is healthy for us, and we breathe out carbon dioxide, just as the same with all mammals. Now, just like we did with our cheeks, I'd like you to place your hand on your chest and take a deep breath. All the way in, hold that, and all the way out again. Now, just like all mammals, we breathe oxygen from the air. It's very important that we breathe oxygen from the air. If we don't breathe oxygen, then we unfortunately cannot survive. Now, interestingly, just like land mammals, whales and dolphins, they have to come to the surface of the water to be able to breathe the oxygen. Again, this is another reason why they are also categorized as mammals. Which one do you think here breathes oxygen from the air? Is it the cute puppy or the fish? 3, 2, 1. Of course, the dog breathes oxygen from the air. Fish, that's something we're going to be looking at next week, has another way of taking in oxygen to be able to survive. But obviously, dogs, because they're mammals, will take oxygen from the air like you and I. Okay, here's another interesting fact. Some mammals live in all parts of the world. Some of them, like you and I, live in houses. Some live under trees. Some live in caves, like bears. Some build their own homes, just like this beaver here. This beaver makes its home out of wood, logs, sticks, and types of mud, and it will build itself a lovely, cozy little home, otherwise known as a dam. Okay, the last fact all about mammals. We've learned that all mammals have fur. They're all warm-blooded. They all take oxygen from the air. They all have babies. And also mammals, another interesting fact, all mammals are able to give milk to their babies, just like we can see the cow giving milk here. Now, interestingly, about bats, did you know that bats are actually mammals, even though they can fly? And bats, they also will give babies. They'll give milk to their babies, and actually, they're not the only mammal that can fly. And a little bit later on, you'll see I'm going to give you some clues, and we're going to be learning a little bit more all about bats. Okay, which of these animals do you think give milk to their young babies? What about the polar bear? What do we think? The frog, maybe? The seal? Or the stork? Which ones? Okay, I'm going to give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Of course, only two of these are mammals, the seal and the polar bear. Okay, grade 2. I've got a few riddles for you now. A riddle is where I'm going to give you some clues and you have to try and guess which mammal I am talking about. Okay, let's start with this one. Who am I? I'm a mammal that can fly. I come in all different sizes. I like to come out at night, which means I'm nocturnal. Sometimes I eat insects and sometimes I eat fruit. Which animal am I? Dun, dun, dun. I'm the bat. Of course, I like to eat insects and fruit and I come out only at night. It's time for another one. Who am I? I'm a mammal that makes a home out of sticks and mud. Oh, we looked at that a little bit earlier. I have a large tail, and I like to beat my tail on the water. Oh, which mammal do we think we have now? Dun, dun, dun. It's a beaver. Did you get that one? Oh, we looked at that one earlier when we were talking about when they build their homes. Okay, who am I? I'm a very large mammal. Oh, I'm known for my stripes. That's a big clue. I'm a carnivore, which means I eat meat, and I am endangered. Now, that means that there's not many of me left in the wild. Which mammal do you think I am? Dun, dun, dun. I'm the tiger, of course. And that's something we must protect in the wild. Okay, who am I? Another one here. I'm a monotreme. Ooh, we talked about these earlier on. I'm from Australia. My egg can fit in the palm of your hand. Remember, I showed you a very small egg. I have spiky hair on my back. And remember, another clue I gave you is that I like to live in grasslands. Are you ready? Da, da, da. It's the echidna. Okay, who am I? Another riddle. I am black and white. Oh, dearie me, I'm thought of as smelly. I can do a handstand and lift my tail. I warn you to stay back. And I'm native to North America. I wonder if you've been to North America that you might know these ones. It's a tricky one. This mammal is called a skunk. Have you seen these before? Maybe you've seen them in videos or pictures. Okay, another riddle. Who am I? I'm born with a little bit of hair. Oh, I know this. My hair quickly falls out. I live in the ocean. I'm thought to be the most intelligent ocean animal. Oh, I talked about this one earlier. Ready? Da, da, da. It's the dolphin, of course, the beautiful and graceful dolphin. Well, grade two, today we're going to be doing a little bit of homework, and I'd like you to tell me your favorite type of mammal. So as you can see here, what I would like you to do is draw your favorite mammal. And actually, in a moment, I'm going to show you an example that Miss Carpati has drawn for us. Remember, write your name at the top and please label the mammal that you have chosen underneath your picture. Where it says here, my favorite mammal is you can write the name of your mammal. It's not too much homework, it's just a little bit of drawing and labeling. So good luck, enjoy that. Remember to color it in really, really nicely, and you can send that to me next week. Okay, good luck with your homework, everybody. So here is Miss Carpatty's favorite mammal, everybody. I wonder, can you guess what her favorite mammal is? As you can see, I've covered up her labeling. Can you tell me what you think her favorite mammal is? Of course, if we pull this one away, we can see Miss Carpatty's favorite mammal is, of course, a tiger. So here's an example of today's homework that I'd like you to do. All I want you to do is draw your favorite mammal and then label that for me. Take a picture and send that across next week. I look forward to seeing all of your different favorite mammals. So what's your favorite type of mammal? Do you have a favorite animal? Remember, it has to be a mammal just for today's work. So it's not a lot of homework that I'd like you to do. Just print off that last page that I showed you, draw the picture of your mammal, just like I've shown you with Miss Carpatty's, and then label that mammal, and you can send that to me next week. Well, it's time for the weekend. I hope that you have a lovely, lovely weekend. Get some rest, enjoy some fresh air if you can get outside, and remember, stay safe and stay healthy. I'll see you guys again next week. Have a super weekend. Bye guys, have a lovely weekend. Bye.